As you know, this week the Athlons Football Magazines are coming out. They may even be on the shelves right now. Still yet to get me one, but they usually get an Athlons or Lindy's magazine every year. And every year in Athlons, they have this category where anonymous coaches give their take on either other coaches or other teams. And it seems like one anonymous SEC coach had a little something to say about the future of one Brent Venables at Oklahoma. Let's talk about it. Welcome to another episode of the Outlaw of College Football, where this is the home of the Common Joe and the Common Sally and the know, even more so than all those media talking heads. That's an old school mantra that we used to say a lot. People have been asking me to bring it back. So there it is. And today's random four horsemen shout outs go to Squidwater, Fred Bagley, Nakia Webb, and Josh Denton are mounted up and saddled up, ready to go. They're going to help us with today's college football invasion. And if you ever have any ideas for the show or want to be on the show, hit me up on X at OCF Productions. Now, getting right to it here. Go ahead and preface this by saying, go ahead and get this out of the way. Don't kill the messenger. I know there's going to be a lot of people running up in here like a bull in a china shop, pissed off, saying, why do people even listen to or read this anonymous coach section in the Athlons magazine? Because, for all we know, Athlons may not even be talking to anybody. Why you got to be anonymous? Why you got to hide behind anonymity, right? That's what a lot of people say. But if you think about it, a head coach is more apt to say what he really thinks if he has the anonymous thing to hide behind. So it's a catch-22 either way. But in this section, one of the anonymous coaches did make some comments about Oklahoma's head coach, Brent Venables. And I'm going to bring that article up for you guys right now. And as you can see here, here's the article. Anonymous SEC football coach gets candid on Brent Venables' future at Oklahoma. All eyes are on Brent Venables to revive the Oklahoma football program fortunes as they embark on their second season in the SEC. Says the heat on Brent Venables to turn around Oklahoma this season, coming off a 6-7 debut in the SEC and playing some of college football's worst offense. But how hot is the seat? One anonymous coach in the SEC thinks Venables is under considerable pressure, but that he has the ability to right the ship. Lynch is saying a lot, considering that the schedule this year is just as hard as last year, maybe even harder. It's a hot situation for sure, the coach added. They're banking on an instant impact from Ben Arbuckle and John Mature, the same way Vanderbilt brought in the New Mexico State offensive coordinator and their quarterback, which was Diego Pavia, right? And I've said in previous podcasts that this was a unique situation. It doesn't happen very often when a high-profile transfer comes in and brings his offensive coordinator with him. I forgot about Vanderbilt. So this actually bodes pretty well for Vanderbilt, in my opinion, in that if it could be done at Vanderbilt, then this could definitely happen for Oklahoma, with the history and the resources that Oklahoma have to back the football team. And that's in reference, it says here, to Oklahoma bringing on an offensive coordinator and quarterback respectively mature with 3,139 yards passing for 29 touchdowns with 7 picks a year ago at Washington State. And has 44 career purpose touchdowns. This presence could prove as successful as sooner as the addition of Diego Pavia, which we just discussed. Scroll on down here. The other thing that really held Oklahoma back last year, they touch on it here, is the receivers were non-existent last year, but that was a lot of injuries. They should bounce back and give Mature some options. Key in the Sooner success will be the return of Deion Burks at wide receiver position after he just played 5 games a year ago after transferring from Purdue with a lot of fanfare, I might add. Jaden Gibson is also a principal weapon for Oklahoma's offense after the wideout missed all of last season following an injury in fall camp. So he didn't even get on the field. So, a lot of this blowback about how bad the offense was may have just been bad luck. Old Jackson Arnold, he didn't have a lot to work with, did he? But the biggest game was arguably that of Cal transfer running back Jaden Ott. I keep hearing glowing reviews about this guy. It says here, Ott has 2,587 yards rushing in his collegiate career and scored 24 touchdowns on the ground and 6 more times as a receiver, which is a great thing for a running back to be able to serve both receiver and running back in a very consistent and productive way. You like to have your running backs to be able to come out of the backfield and give you that extra receiver. One of the best running backs in college football this year, Ott has 3,460 all-purpose yards with 31 total touchdowns over the course of his career. Goes on to talk about Oklahoma's record last year in the SEC, but they did get a signature win over Alabama, which a lot of teams would like to say they've had that. Oklahoma already has that off the board. They've already had one big signature win, even in a year where they were not at their best. They did end up making a bowl game, although they did lose it, but they did make the postseason, which was, to me, an extremely important thing to do as far as getting those extra reps and extra practice time. So I know y'all hate the anonymous coach thing. I do too, but the guy didn't seem, whoever it was, didn't seem to really have a lot of bad things to say about Brent Venables. He seems to think that, there was a lot of bad luck involved last year. Now, Brent Venables did have another 6-7 season in his first year, or was it his second year? I can't remember. But he's had 2 6-7 seasons thus far. So, things happen sometimes. Coaches have a lot of bad luck. They get a lot of injuries and yada, yada, yada. But sooner or later, you can't continue to hide behind, oh, woe is me, my entire team was injured. And sometimes that comes back to how you practice too. Now, I'm not sure how Brent Venables practices, so I can't make a judgment on that. But, there's things that you can do sometimes to alleviate all those injuries. Sometimes you can overwork your players. And I'm not saying that being a liberal. I believe you should work your players hard. A lot of these players don't work hard enough, but sometimes there is a fine line there that you probably need to maybe take into account and maybe make some tweaks to your strength and conditioning program and that kind of thing. But what do you guys and gals think out there? Do y'all think that Brent Venables will get the job done this year? I know a lot of you Oklahoma fans still have a lot of faith in Brent Venables. And what do y'all think Brent Venables' record this year with Oklahoma is going to be? And what do you think Brent Venables has to do in order to keep his job at Oklahoma for another year? I would say, in my estimation, that he needs to, in my opinion, with the bowl game, he needs to go 9-4, or at least 8-5. I don't know if 8-5 will do it, to be honest with you. But 9-4 is what I would shoot for. And that's all I got to say about that. If you don't mind, there's a little heart down here with a money dollar sign in the middle. If you want to make a one-time donation, smash that heart. Or you can join the Outlaw Posse and get your random 4-horseman shout like those guys did earlier for $2.99 a month. Just 75 cents a week. You get your badge, you get deputized. Get a random 4-horseman shout as well as possibly the comment of the day. Or just do the big 4, which are all absolutely free. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Subscriptions are most important. They make this party bigger. Help me with that algorithm, and I get this party crunk. KMCA to all the other teams. Class is now officially dismissed.